Welcome to Talkin' to Taylor. I'm your host, Taylor Dragovich, an AMP Media Productions producer. You can catch me here every Monday at 11 a.m. I'll be interviewing guests, reviewing movies, talking about pop culture, and so much more every week. Now time for the show. Hello, and welcome back to Talkin' to Taylor. You cannot see, but I have a full crowd in here. So, yeah, I do audiences now, so if you want to come join. Yes. But anyway, do I have much planned? Not really. So, we'll see where this goes. We'll see where it takes us. So anyway, what did I do this week? You probably can guess it. I worked all weekend. I worked Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and I work tomorrow, and I work, I think, Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm always working. So if you ever want to come into Coldstone and see me, I'll probably be there. I've been working lately at the Boynton location as well. I mostly work at the Lake Worth one, though. So that's where I am most of the time if I'm not here. That's the only places I go is here and Coldstone. So, and I'm also in a weight loss competition, which is a horrible... Coldstone is a horrible place to work. If you are doing a weight loss competition, just letting you know, don't recommend, because every time someone orders an Oreo overload, I go insane on the inside, but I have to make it and serve it to them and then listen to them go, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I've ever eaten. And I'm like, I know. I wish I could be eating that. But yeah, that's my life right now. I am also pretty tired because I woke up at 6:30 this morning to go on a run with my friend. It was all right. We got Chick-fil-A after, so that made it better. Who doesn't love Chick-fil-A? I have learned recently, though, that a lot of people have not had Chick-fil-A breakfast. No, you said you didn't. Have you guys ever had Chick-fil-A breakfast?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay, let me tell you guys. Chick-fil-A breakfast is very underrated. The chicken minis and the Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito. They put Chick-fil-A nuggets in the breakfast burrito, and it's so good.
That is why I will not eat it.
Oh, it's so good. Chick-fil-A has the best app. Most apps, like for places that you go, they're so lame. Chipotle, you have to go there, like, especially if it's just you eating there, you have to go there so many times to get something for free. Chick-fil-A, though, they hook you up. They make the app so easy to use. It's great. I just love Chick-fil-A. Also, Starbucks, their app is kind of trash. The stars expire after 6 months, which I think is so stupid. It's very annoying. And
you can only get birthday things on your birthday.
yeah, last year I missed my birthday thing, and I didn't get my free drink, and I was so sad. Like, I thought it was gonna expire a few days after my birthday, but apparently it expires if you don't use it on your birthday. I'm like, that is so stupid. I really waited, like, all year for that. So this year, it's not gonna happen. Which reminds me, my birthday is soon, so June 9th. Woohoo! I'm turning 21, which is pretty crazy. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. I don't have any crazy plans, as most people do, but I am excited, I guess. I can go get a hotel room, which is so exciting. I can legally order drinks. What else can you do when you're 21 that's, like, different? Is there anything else? Oh, yeah. I know that because of the movie Starstruck. Because in the movie Starstruck, her sister goes to rent a car.
Oh,
And yeah, she's like, you must be 25 to rent a car. And then she's like, what? She says it just like that. So that's why I was saying. But I used to love that movie, and then I watch it back, and I'm like, the acting is pretty cringe, but
Well, I mean, so it's all
Yeah.
Disney movies.
you want my camera? Fine, take it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I would want to remember anyway. But yeah, pretty good movie, but also cringe. I mean, most Disney movies like Camp Rock. You ever went back and watched Camp Rock, especially the first one? Yeah, it's really good, but it's also cringy. Just her acting is just cringe. Yeah, there's only 2 Camp Rocks.
No, that's High School Musical.
Oh my gosh, High School Musical. Let me tell you, I love High School Musical. My sister, who was on last week, I think, she is the biggest High School Musical fan I've ever met in my life. We have shared a room up until like last year. We've shared a room like most of our life, which I've probably talked about on here. But we've shared a rooms from like age, I don't know, like 6 or 7 until she moved out like last year. And she, when this was in our old house, but she had like a High School Musical collection. And I remember High School Musical, if you bought like a High School Musical product, it would have High School Musical, like all the cast members on the tag. So it'd be like, you know, the little picture of them jumping or whatever on the tag. And she was such a big fan that she had to keep all the tags because High School Musical was on the tag. And one time I threw one of them in the garbage and she yelled at me because I was throwing away her stuff. I was like, this is trash. I don't get why you're keeping it. But yeah, she's a huge High School Musical fan. I tried to send her I won't say what the picture is because it never got to her. Dunkin' Donuts, I made a gift card. You can design a gift card on their website with like your own picture. So I did a High School Musical themed gift card and they never sent it to her. They gave me a refund, which reminds me, I need to check my bank account and make sure that it went through. But they gave me a refund, and I'm really sad, though, because it was such a good picture. And I was excited for her to go out and use that gift card, High School Musical themed gift card at Dunkin' Donuts. But whatever. Dunkin' Donuts just messed everything up. So, whatever. Yeah, what else was I going to say? I don't know.
Talk about Disney musicals.
Disney musicals. What even other Disney musicals are there? High School Musical has to be my favorite, I'd say. Even though the older I've gotten with them, the more annoyed that I get with them. The first one, okay, the third one has always been my favorite, but the more I watch it, the more I'm like, Gabriella is so annoying in the third one. She's like, Troy, I don't know what to do, like, I have to go away, like, to college, and I can't come back for prom. When she came back anyway to be in the final show or whatever, she could have just come back for prom, but she had to be all dramatic about it, made him drive like 14 hours to her college, and then they had to drive all the way back so they could be in the show, so she had to come back anyway, but she just made him waste his money on those tickets. They had a whole dance on the roof about how they're so excited to go to prom, and she ruined it because she's so dramatic. And then Troy's really dramatic in the second one because...
I love the second one
Oh,
because
this-
of one golf course song.
Oh, that is the best
Bet
part
on
of the
it.
bed on it,
I've
bed
not
on it.
seen- I've only seen the first. I've not seen the other two, but I have heard.
My
Bet on
sister
it
wants to
song.
go to, what's it called? The something springs. What's
I
the
have
place
no idea
called?
anything
Like
about High School
Lava
Musical.
Springs or something?
Oh, yes.
My sister wants to go there
Treasure
so bad. Yeah. And if I could like go there and recreate that scene, I will do it. So, but yeah, the second one, Troy is annoying me because he's like, I mean, everyone kind of annoys me in the second one because they're like, Troy, why are you over here trying to get a scholarship when you could be hanging out with us? Like, my man's just trying to make his future better for basketball, but whatever. But then he was also being really annoying about it. Like, he didn't have to be so dramatic. They were all really dramatic, but I guess that's part of the movie making business.
That's high school. It's always
Yeah. The boys did not look like that in high school, and I was very disappointed. I was looking for Chad Danforth and Troy Bolton in the hallway, but it never happened. never. The boys do not look like that, but it's whatever.
Have you watched High School Musical the series?
Yes, I actually really like High School Musical, the series. I was like that too. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I watched the trailer and I was like, this is stupid, but it's actually really good. And now they're on the second season though. And let me tell you, it's so awkward to watch because, as most people know, the song Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo was like the huge song. Like, still is a huge song, but like a few weeks ago when it first came out, it was huge. And then everyone started talking about how she wrote that song about Joshua Bassett, which is the guy on the show that she's like dating. And there was all this drama with like a love triangle between him and Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter or whatever. It was like this whole dramatic thing. Who knows if like all this is actually true? What if it's just like a publicity stunt? Who knows? But everyone like got mad at him after that, and because basically everyone said that they dated and then he broke up with her because she was too young, but then he went off and dated Sabrina Carpenter right after that, and it like broke her heart. So everyone was very annoyed at him, and it's very awkward to watch them now because you just think of all the drama that happened, and you're like, ooh, now they have to play a couple after they just broke up like a few months ago. Awkward. But it's all right. They only are on the second episode of season 2, so I don't. None of you guys watch that show? It's on Disney Plus.
No.
High School Musical, the series. It's a very long title. They need to shorten that. But I watch it with my cousin. My cousin's birthday is this weekend, actually, the 28th. So, and she watches that. So shout out to her, Caroline. She's turning 15, which is insane to me because I still think of her as like 6 years old. But they grow up so fast. She's going into 10th grade. How is that? Whatever. It's not even possible. I don't even know how I'm turning 21, but
If it makes you feel better, I have a nephew who just turned 21, and he's about 6'5".
oh, that's gonna be
I'm
weird.
4 years older than him, and he is like 10 times smarter than me too. So I feel your pain so badly.
Yeah, that's gonna be like my sister is 12 and she's almost taller than me. She's very tall. When my brothers, hopefully my brothers get taller than me. One of my brothers decides to never eat anything that's remotely healthy and never sleeps. So he doesn't really grow that much like he should. He's turning 14 at the end of June. So, but my brothers, I hope they get taller than me. But we'll see. I feel like my sister though is gonna definitely get taller than me. But I guess guys just like have growth spurts later or something. So
Guys have them later.
Definitely.
yeah. So I'm hoping that they will have that later. What other musicals are there?
Taylor, will you actually be in the musical?
Would I be in a musical?
Yeah.
No, I can't sing. I
Soaring,
I like to think I can sing like when the music is playing in my car and I'll be like jamming out and I'm like, wow, I just hit that note. And then I turn off the music and I'm like, that hurts my ears to hear myself
Everyone
sing.
can't sing. Look at him.
I guess so.
Wow.
I mean,
He
I'm
didn't
not
sing in the
wrong.
first one,
Go look
so
behind the scenes, I'm not wrong.
yeah. What was the? They didn't give that guy enough credit that like actually sang the songs. I don't know what his name.
What was the movie he was in with Zendaya?
Oh, I think The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, did he actually sing in that?
That movie sucks.
I think so,
I
but
have no idea.
who knows?
I don't.
They have
I
that one
haven't
guy
seen
sing
him. Oh, he
for
didn't?
Zac Efron.
Well, in the first High School Musical,
They
I
should
know
have
they
had
did.
someone sing for Hugh Jackman, but you
Yes.
saw how that went.
Yeah.
So
Hugh Jackman's a great singer.
I feel like that movie was very overrated.
no, he's bad. He's a great actor and great to look at, but he's a terrible singer.
I felt like that movie was overrated. It was mostly because everyone was hyping it up. They were like, this movie is my favorite movie. It's so good. And everyone was obsessed with the soundtrack. And then I went and saw it and I was like, they were all talking about Zac Efron and Zendaya. And there wasn't even that much like that really happened. between them.
Talk about a life about a bad person did bad things. The
Yeah,
end.
I guess
Do you want
so.
to get on a mic?
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
No. just don't talk
Um,
there.
Another movie that I felt that was really overrated when it came out was Suicide Squad. I don't know if
Yes.
everyone was
Yes.
talking about that movie when it came out, and they were like, "This is so good. It's amazing. Like the actors in it are so good." And then I saw it and I was like, "Okay, like when is something good gonna happen?" But yeah.
Deadpool too.
No,
I don't think I
Deadpool
ever
was
saw
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Deadpool was great and
One.
exactly what I thought it was gonna be. You just don't have appreciation for Deadpool.
I really like Ryan
So-
Reynolds, so I probably would like
all
it.
great.
He's really cool.
I
They were all wonderful.
Arguments going on in the audience.
Man, imagine Deadpool was in a musical. I could see that.
no.
Yes.
Oh, Deadpool.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds as an
I think she
actor
has a
though is
vendetta against
underrated. What's
Deadpool.
another Ryan
Huh?
Reynolds movie?
I love Ryan
That I'm
Reynolds.
trying to think
was
of.
he in The Notebook, or was
Who?
that?
No, that was Ryan Gosling,
Oh,
I think.
I get them confused.
Yeah.
They look the
Too many
same.
Ryans.
They look the
What
same.
do you think about The Proposal? Isn't that? a Ryan
Oh
Reynolds movie?
yes, with
Betty
Sandra
White.
Bullock.
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie was pretty good. I liked it. So I didn't even know that he was in like a movie with that big of an actress. I always thought that he was like on the down low. Like I've always heard of him, but then I never saw any big movies with him. So I was like, Ryan, where are you gonna get? You need more credit. He needs more movies, to
He's
be
doing
honest.
One movie called Free Man, Free Guy.
Is that movie where he's in like a video game or
Yes.
something with Steve from Stranger Things? I actually want to see that. It looks like an interesting concept, but who knows? The only movie that I really want to see in theaters right now is A Quiet Place 2. That movie comes out on the 28th, and I really want to see
Spooky
it.
Stuff.
I saw the first one in theaters, and it was the most suspenseful movie I've ever seen. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I had no clue what was gonna happen. And I'm also a huge fan of John Krasinski. I'm a huge fan of The Office, and I think John Krasinski's really funny. But he wasn't like that was a serious movie. And then I liked how his wife played his wife in the movie.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah,
She's in that movie.
yeah. Mhm.
Well, I didn't see that movie. I
Yeah,
love Emily
it's
Blunt.
really good. I really like it. And I don't know if you know the concept of the movie, but basically they can't talk because there's like these monsters that will hunt you down and kill you. They can't see you because they're blind, I'm pretty sure, but they can hear like really well. So if you make any noise, like they could come after you. So, and he has a deaf daughter in the movie, so they all know sign language, which comes in handy in the movie. But the ending, I won't say the ending, but oh my gosh, it makes me so emotional every time. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
The ending, it's so good, and I just love John Krasinski so much. I love The Office.
Oh, yeah.
I've said that so many times on here, but Freddie made me so mad the other day saying that The Office was the worst show he's ever seen. I was like, you probably saw one scene so out of context, had no clue what was going on.
Oh, you used to
I will
watch-
say-
You used to watch The Office.
I think that I didn't like it for the first 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, you
because
definitely
you have to
get
used to the
it.
humor. Yeah, because
Mhm.
for the first 2 seasons I was just like,
Yeah.
wow, this isn't funny. I'm just like cringing really hard. I'm like super uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And then after that, by the 3rd season, you like get used to the humor.
Yeah,
And you're
it's
like,
a
oh,
very
this is great.
specific kind of dry humor, which I don't know. I just think the whole show is hilarious. Like, I think it was probably the 2nd or 3rd season that I really got hooked. But I remember what made me keep watching it and not like stop watching it was the part in the first episode where Jim puts Dwight's stapler in Jell-O. I remember I laughed at that so hard for some reason. And then I was like, I'm going to give this show a chance because these characters, there's something about them that I really like.
Do you have an episode where you cringed the most?
It's got to be Scott's Tots.
Yes.
I got my dad that shirt. It says Scott's Tots on it. And that is just cringy. I mean, there's so many episodes that have such cringy moments, but that entire episode as a whole, just the fact that he waited so long to tell them until they were done with the whole performance that he wasn't going to pay for their college. So bad.
That was perfect.
It was so hard to watch,
That
but it's also so funny. The acting in that show is so good, though. It's Steve Carell. He is quite a guy. And I listened to this podcast called The Office Ladies with Pam from The Office and Angela from The Office. They're best friends in real life. And they have a podcast together where they talk about all like the behind the scenes and all that of The Office. So if you're a big Office fan, I recommend it. I was actually listening to it on the way here. So they're on season 5 right now, and it's really good. So I really like it. Also, that might just be because I am a film major and I love like hearing about behind the scenes and stuff like that and watching those kind of things. Like I love watching, I mean, who doesn't love watching bloopers and everything? But I like watching behind the scenes of stuff. And it's that, but in like, I just listen to it on car rides and stuff. I listen to it on my runs sometimes, but I know a lot of people like can't. Apparently some people can't focus on podcasts while they're running. Like they can't listen to podcasts.
That's all I want to do.
Okay.
I listen to. We were talking about it on an app that we use. There's like a running podcast that you can listen to while you're running, and that's all I
love
wanna do.
them. I think they're so like they take my mind off of it so easily. But I have a few friends that are like, I can't listen to podcasts when I'm running because I can't like listen to the podcast and focus on running. I'm like,
I don't want to focus on
yeah,
running.
exactly.
Why would you want to focus on the running?
I want to
wanna
forget about
focus
the
on
pain.
not running and getting the run done.
For real. I don't. I mean, maybe our brains are just so like highly developed that.
I want to pretend I'm in like a Marvel movie and not that I'm running. I don't want to
Yeah,
be like,
true.
ooh, listen to my legs burn
Yeah.
pain.
I love listening to like hype up songs though that like make me feel like I'm in a movie. I'm trying to think of one of them. I don't know. I need to make a playlist or something, but there's like also a few commercials that get me really hyped up. There's this one Gatorade commercial that makes me want to go work out every time I see it, and it inspires me. So certain things just make me want to go run. It's really, running is not that bad for me. It's the starting the run that's hard for me. But it's just like this morning, I wouldn't have gone running if my friend wasn't there, because I would have just been like, I'm just going to go back to sleep. But he had already driven to my house, so I wasn't going to be like, go home, we're not running. And then we got Chick-fil-A, so that made it all worth it. But probably my favorite, I'll talk about The Office, since I probably can't do a whole show on it, because that would, I don't know, I don't know what I would talk about for 30 minutes in The
Do you
Office.
believe
but
that Toby's a Scranton Strangler?
I don't know.
I didn't get that far. Wait, why do we think Toby is the Scranton Strangler?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it was like because Toby was like obsessed weirdly with the Scranton Strangler because he was
I thought
apparently
Dwight was obsessed. Oh, that's right. He like
Yeah.
wrote letters to him and like met him in prison, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did
Toby?
he meet him
I
in
don't know.
prison?
I thought
very
Creed made
implied.
more sense.
Creed? Yeah,
Yeah.
but too on a note.
That's
though.
true. It was too obvious in a way, but
I mean, he
I
did
don't
say
know.
he killed someone before.
Creed said that.
Yeah, he did.
Creed is just weird. I'm also reading an Office book. I'm reading this book called The Untold Story of the Greatest Sitcom of the 2000s, like about The Office. And I'm on like chapter 8 or something. And the one that I just read was all about how Creed came to be on The Office. And yeah. He was originally like a background actor, and then they learned that they wrote him like a few lines, and they learned that he could actually act. And they really liked him and the way that he acted and the way he made his character. So they just kept him, and then they started giving him more lines, and like he didn't really he was just he didn't have like a full-blown storyline on the show. He would just come in and like say something weird, and then that was it for like the whole season. But that's kind of what made him great, was like you never knew what was going to happen with that guy. He'd just come in and be like, oh yeah, 30 years ago, yeah, I killed someone. Like he would say stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you never knew what Creed was going to say. I have a friend that's like a huge fan of The Office, and his favorite character was Creed. I never know who to say is my favorite character, because, I mean, obviously, everyone's going to be like, Jim and Dwight are the best, which I say is probably true. But then everyone judges me because they're like, oh, that's too obvious. I'm like, what do you want me to say? Lie to you? Like, okay, I like Kevin. I don't know. But
I love Michael Scott. Something about him.
yeah, a lot of people hate him. I'm like, stop hating on Michael Scott. He's got a heart. And I learned from the book that I'm reading that in the first season, everyone like hated him when the first season premiered, because they make him seem like such a jerk in the first season, but then in the second season, they had to find like a turning point where they learned, oh, well, there's a reason that he's kind of a jerk, because he just wants everyone to like him, and like he just does weird stuff. He might go about it in the wrong ways, but he wants everyone to like him. So they give him a heart. I think it was the Office Olympics episode where they made that. Hello. But anyway, anything else that we should talk about before we go? Anything else you guys want to say?
I love the dinner party episode of The
Oh
Office.
my gosh, the dinner party episode where she throws the Dundee at him and it hits
Yes.
the TV. And then when he's like, oh, if you want more room, and then he pushes the TV back like 2 inches to like into the wall. The bloopers for that episode are so good. Oh my gosh, I just love that episode. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I will be working all week, so that's where I will be. And then next week will be a few days before my birthday. So we gotta have like a party that day or something. I don't know. Celebration. And anyway, thanks for joining me for this random conversation of High School Musical, The Office, Chick-fil-A, all that kind of stuff. Now I really want Chick-fil-A. But yeah, see you next week. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed talking to Taylor just as much as I did. Make sure you come back next week for a brand new show with me, Taylor. Follow me on social media at Talking to Taylor on Instagram and Facebook. Also, find me on the